Hey you, welcome back. Good morning, good morning. My name is Yubi. I'm your astro-friendly Latina therapist, and this is Tarot My Becoming, where I entertain tarot with you. This is Café con Tarot, Sunday special, where I do an all zodiac sign reading, followed by a general reading at the end, which I meditate on and I get messages for. So I know I haven't been posting a lot of the general readings just because it's been a little bit busy, but I'm coming to you from Kauai, so I'm really excited. There will be a general reading for 2 days. By the time this post, I'll be back home, but oh god, I'm so sad that I'm leaving. I have 1 full day left, and I'm really excited about it. If you haven't looked into your astrocartography, cartography, there we go. I so encourage you to check that out, because I got here and there was just an automatic knowing that I'm like, I need to be here. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I need to be here. And so I decided to entertain that, and sure enough, like, it totally made sense. All the other moves that I've had in my life, why they played out in the way that they did when I was there, why I moved to San Francisco, and the Bay Area, and now why Hawaii is calling to me. And it turns out that Hawaii is on my line. So I'm really excited. I mean, there's I talked about it in some of the other videos. Norway is also one of them, and I've been pulled in that direction, up in Canada and Alaska as well. So places that I've always wondered about and like felt drawn to, like, now make sense for me. So anyways, I am here. I'm enjoying it. I'm embracing just, okay, what would my life look like if I were here? And it's been a fun experience. So anyways, I hope you have your coffee or tea. I have my green tea right here. And so we'll go ahead and get started, just so that, you know, oh, let me do my little spiel, right? These are general readings, and so if the story doesn't fit, don't make it fit. It's possible you could be leading into an irregular placement, so check out your sun, moon, Venus, rising, north, and south node, and or all of the other zodiac signs, because you do have them all in your birth chart. They're just in a different place, being activated by different things at different times. The resonance of the story could be a single word, it could be the entire message, or it could just be a feeling, and so it's up to you to really discern what parts make sense for you. And I think that's it. We are starting off with Leo. For those of you that don't know, I pull out 3 oracle cards at the beginning. Then I do a where have you been, where are you now, where are you going, followed by a card that will highlight what you should focus on, and then I'll end it up with another oracle card to read out to close out that particular zodiac sign. I don't repeat the oracle cards, so whatever oracle cards come out stay out, and that just gives it a very clean packaged story, if you will. All right, let's jump right into it. Let me put this aside, my little book, just to remind me of, you know, who comes first, who comes second, just in case, you know, Yubi decides to get lost in her thoughts. But let's see. So we're gonna start off with Leo, because it is still your season, Leo. I do have some exciting news for everybody. I am posting the individual zodiac sign readings this week, and so look out for those. It's a continuation for where I left off, and so I had already done Leo the last time, and so we're continuing with Sag tomorrow, Monday, if you're interested. Sag and Aries are posting tomorrow for you, in a few more days for me. Okay, here we go. Leo, let's get you some oracle cards, my friends. Leo. It's been such a gorgeous experience. Like, the weather, I thought it was going to be mostly rainy. I mean, there was like a day or two that was rainy. There's like warm rain, and but other than that, it's like cloudy. Today was supposed to be cloudy, but it was freaking gorgeous. But today was my indoor day, so I'm balancing myself out with just projects, doing this, right? And making sure that as much as I'm here to enjoy the outdoors, I'm also wanting to focus on my projects and do the other things that are still fun for me, and not allow, you know, the big distraction to take over. All right. We have 2 cards out. The first card you get is Sacred Balance. So there could be something, Leo, that you're trying to balance. It looks like a bridge. You're crossing over from one place to another, and it could be because the sun is now in your sign, and so this is the time for you to shine. It's the time for you to step up, to move forward. And so harmony, duality, flow, right? If you've been stuck or feeling stuck or not knowing what path to take, it talks about movement, right? You might have felt stuck somewhere in the middle, and so now is the time to start stepping up and finding balance with this new chapter. And so things are going to show up for you, things that maybe you didn't expect, or things that you're going to have to learn how to navigate. And all it means is just an opportunity for you to see, okay, how does this fit into my life? How much energy am I going to contribute to it? Then you have sweet harmony. Let go and allow abundance to flow into your life effortlessly. I release expectations. So whatever this next chapter is for you, there's something about making sure you don't put too much expectations or have like an end result, like how something should turn out, because then you're trying to control too much. It's really about releasing control, right? That's part of the balance, is releasing control and then focusing on the moment. Release control, focus on the moment. So what are you doing right now? And then release control over it and allow it to build up that momentum, and then you just keep chipping at it, right? So there's something about, again, flow, harmony, allowing things to play out and then be surprised by the outcome. The last one is 4 of Coins. So it's about your finances, it's about your stability. There could be some worries. Usually the 4 of Coins, she's like this, or the person is like this, like holding on to the resources, holding on. And maybe you have been holding on to your resources. Like in this particular one, there's chains around her. And so she is being chained to her resources. So there's something about how you're viewing finances. And one of the things about this card that always stood out for me was that there were 3 things that she was holding on to, but then there was a spiritual gift or a spiritual coin or a spiritual idea that was looming above them that they can't touch. And so it's something like, what have you not yet latched onto? It could be something spiritual in nature that's being, you know, you're being called towards, but there's something that you haven't yet touched that is going to shine. It's going to help you shine. It's going to help stabilize, you know, finances or stability, if that's what's been on your mind. It doesn't have to be money. It could also be energy. It could be time. So there's something about how you're managing your resources right now, or what's happening around your resources right now, that maybe will need to shift as you transition into this next chapter of your life. And again, I think it goes back to not having expectations around what that's going to look like specifically, because you might be surprised. It might take you down a path you had no idea. So can you be flexible with that flow and do one step at a time, right? All right, so let's get, where have you been? 5 of Pentacles. You've been feeling left out in the cold. You've been feeling like, you know, the world is out there and you're not there with it, maybe, right? There could have been some feelings that no one's understanding what you're going through. Feeling like you don't know how to ask for help, maybe. And she doesn't realize that she has the key to get herself out. Like she's able to get herself out. She's able to go ask for help. She's able to go through that door, that next chapter, instead of feeling like, I don't know what to do, I don't have resources. Like, no, you have the key. You have the answer. It may not be the answer you're wanting, right? It may not be the choice that is the best, but maybe it's the choice that for the moment is the choice that's available to you, right? The opportunity that's available to you. So that's where you've been. Where are you now, Leo? Oh, okay, you get 2 cards. Where are you now? The Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. So this is you trying to move very quickly as you're learning something new or getting a new message about what direction you're needing to go. Look, she's crossing the bridge again. She's crossing the bridge on her tippy toes. She's having these new ideas, and so it's like you're moving forward towards, okay, let me cross this bridge, right? Let me, you know, I'm not gonna take my sweet ass time. I'm gonna actually sprint over because I want to get out of this situation that I'm in right now. And you're gonna learn something new. There's gonna be, you have to open yourself up to messages to come in. This could be new information, it could be new ideas from other people, but you have to give yourself permission to take in new information, especially because this is a new place that you're headed towards. You just want to take caution, because if you go a little too fast, you might be a little too careless, and that might cause you problems in the end. All right, so where are you headed then? You are headed towards making a decision that's in alignment with your heart. You're starting to open up your heart a little bit. You might have been closed off with your heart, not knowing how to tap into your intuition, or kind of being guarded with who you're really allowing in. So if you notice, she's starting to lift her arms up, but she's still needing to make a decision based on intuition, and she's going to choose to do it. Look at the flame right here, right by the heart. And so it's going to be a decision that's heart-based, that's passionate, that's exciting, that feels liberating, and something that's going to allow you to set yourself free. What are you needing to focus on? This popped out for you, the strength card. Having the strength to go through this next chapter, having the strength to transform yourself, my friend, because transformation is not easy. Can you actually stick to whatever changes you're needing to make, right, in order to be successful in this next chapter? So that means releasing some old habits, right? This is the card that overcomes the devil, right? The heart, the self-limiting beliefs, the self-imposed restrictions, those bad habits, the unhealthy relationships around you. Do you have the strength? This is what the advice is. What to focus on is you, right? Your transformation. What do you have underneath? Queen of Wands. Yes, you do. This is confidence energy. These are all your ideas right here, and able to focus on that flame, right? Look at it. This is the Knight, this is the Queen, right? Focusing on that flame, and allowing that to, look what's wanting to come out. Knight of Pentacles. Virgo energy. Take your time. There's a lot of fast moving energy on this, but the recommendation is to take your time. You don't want to move too carelessly, make impulsive decisions, because you're transforming. That means think about how you've made decisions in the past. You don't want to repeat those cycles, right? Even if it's like with friends, or with if you've made certain choices with relationships, use that information, use those lessons in this next chapter, so that you're being more intentional, more thoughtful with what those choices are, what those opportunities are going to look like, what you're going to open your heart to. All right, Leo, you get the spiral. So again, cycles. I was talking about cycles. Cycles, and this is also growth. So let's see what it says. 50, the spiral. From galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. Then we're going to go into the invitation. The invitation says, to renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. So this is if you've done the work, right? Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. The medicine. The spiral announces a descent to the depths and a rebirth. Allow nothing to get in the way of this process, as the time is right and the forces of nature are supporting you in this endeavor. Using stones, twigs, or yarn, build a spiral on the ground that is large enough to walk through with at least 3 turns. Enter the spiral slowly. Once in the center, offer the earth the feelings or situations that you no longer want in your life. As you walk back out the way you entered, feel recharged for your new journey. Were we not just talking about transformation? All right, Leo, that is for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the general reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. All right, we are moving on to Virgo. Virgo. I'm limited to the cards that I'm using. At least the cards for the where are you now. So I'm alternating. I'm gonna alternate, so I'm gonna use this other one. All right, Virgo. Oh wait, you need oracle cards before I jump into this. It doesn't feel like I've been doing this in a while. All right, oracle cards, here we go. Let's get you some oracle cards, Virgo. Oh, that was quick. First one out says reclaiming stillness, authenticity, serenity, touch. Peace is not found, it is remembered. Maybe you've been really busy. Maybe you've been physically busy, or you've been mentally busy, right? You could also feel emotionally busy. So what does this look like? This is ruminating thoughts, right? A lot of thoughts, a lot of worries, a lot of, oh my gosh, woulda, coulda, shouldas. The emotional busyness could be intense feelings that are coming and going. It could be physical doing all the time, right? Doing and then stopping, doing and then stopping. So there's something about standing still, being okay with the stillness, right? Maybe you have been still for too long and that can get a little uncomfortable, but there's something about finding your truth in the stillness. And so if you've been already too still, what have you learned through that process, right? What were you challenged with? What triggers came up for you? All of that is a learning opportunity. So even in the stillness, you can learn. If you've been too busy in one of those three areas, like what have you learned from that busyness, right? What truth have you discovered? Because peace is not found, it is remembered, is what it says. And so you have to remember the importance of self-care in both of those. So what does that mean? If you're too busy, then slow down. If you're too still, then start moving, right? Peace is the balance of both of those things. All right, the next card, aspire higher. Think expansively and the cosmos conspire to grant your wishes. I create my own destiny. You may feel limited, Virgo. You may feel some limitations. There could be certain things around you that maybe you feel like you can't really dream big, or maybe you've had disappointments around your dreams or disappointments around the hope of something fulfilled and realizing like it didn't come out or it didn't turn out the way that you wanted. And so, that whole want feeling makes it hard to keep your hopes up, right? To dream again, to dream big. But the thing is that you co-create with the universe. So if you dream small, small will come. If you dream big and it feels good to dream big, then big dreams will come, right? You are the one that's helping create this path with all the puzzle pieces, all the thoughts, all the feelings, all the experiences. Then you have the lovers. Qué bonito. The Lovers card is a choice, right? This is all a choice. How you're looking at the stillness, at the busyness, at your dreams, at your destiny, what you're co-creating with the universe. It's a choice to do this. You could totally leave it up to fate, right? But then you're releasing some of your control there. This is you getting hand in hand with the universe, your higher self, and saying, okay, let's do this. Let's do this together. Like, I'm in, jump in, right? It's your choice. All right, let's get... Where have you been? Where are you now? And where are you going? There's one. Where have you been? It says King of Wands. Oh, this is a different King of Wands. Let's get another one so I can just share the story. So this deck is one of my newer decks. What I love about this deck is that it's called the In-Between Tarot. So it tells the story of two cards merged together. So I really like that. Oh, look. Okay, let me show you. King of Wands. The King of Wands with the Page of Wands. So after the King, right, there's this passing the torch on to the next, passing the torch on to that next person to teach them how to reign, right? And so yes, it's feminine energy, but it's the King is able to tap into their feminine side because it's one energy, it's passionate energy. And so passion comes from the heart. So there's something about learning how to find passion in the wisdom that you've held as a king. And so a king, right, if there's leadership, there's wisdom. So in a certain capacity or in a certain setting or with certain people, you have achieved more knowledge, right? That's what it means. You have achieved more knowledge than a certain group of people. And so now this is you needing to do something with that knowledge, right? How are you going to use that knowledge? Are you going to teach those who don't have that knowledge, right? Like she's holding the hand of a younger child. Are you going to, and these people look like they're in school too, right? Looks like the Harry Potter school. They have their wands or their brooms, but that's basically what it is, right? It's like what and that could have been like what you've been thinking about. It's like, okay, what am I going to do with all this knowledge? I've been working, I've been doing these, projects. And so then where are you now is the Knight of Coins. This is Virgo energy, Knight of Pentacles. In this particular deck, it's the combination of the Knight of Coins and the Queen of Coins. So this is elevating, right? Like the steps, the little things, the little details that matter in creating something new. So that's what you're learning right now, because look, she's in a shop, right? She's the queen, but she knows that things take time. Like this shop took time to build. This baby takes time to build. It's not an overnight success, and she's aware of it. And so whether it's something new or something old, she has the knowledge of like, I gotta take my time with this. And this could be where you just are right now, is this realization of tapping into your Virgo-ness, right? Of crossing your T's and dotting your I's and saying, okay, where do I want to leave my legacy? Maybe you are wanting to have a child, or maybe it's a project that you're wanting to build. All of that falls into the concept of creation. Where are you headed? Five of Wands. Conflict, not seeing eye to eye with someone maybe. This is combined with the Six of Wands. So again, more wand energy. If you notice, like there's people that are jealous. And then this is the masculine and the feminine within, right? And this one is getting crowned, but she's not too happy about it. So there could be a partnership that you're headed towards where maybe someone is going to have a little more success than you. Maybe there's going to be some envy or some jealous around it, or just in terms of maybe what they're able to bring to the table. But it's Five of Wands also. So this is learning how to communicate through difficult challenges, how to communicate in conflict, right? Five of Wands is practice energy. They're not really fighting. It's preparation for that conflict, for that argument. And so think about what it is that you're wanting to create. What do you need to do to kind of get ahead of that, right? Is it maybe putting something in writing? Is it an agreement, right? I work with kids and in different programs, and one of the things that are often taught is before you start a program, like go over the classroom agreements, go over what everyone is agreeing to, so that when it's time to enforce those agreements, there's no surprises. So maybe there's something like that which is funny because the thing to focus on is the Hierophant. This is where you're headed, right? Is like some disagreement or jealousy, or like someone being successful. But the focus is the Hierophant. This is a combination between the Hierophant and the Lovers, again, because you got the Lovers over there. But this is, again, this partnership, and it could be even within you, right? And it doesn't have to be with another person. But the Hierophant is all about the wisdom. It's all about the knowledge, the systems, like what do we know of? And in this card, he's passing that wisdom on to the Lovers. Like, hey, here's the wisdom that we know of how to do life together. And now he's entrusting that wisdom with them too. Like, here, you take it on, right? And so again, it goes back to what partnership are you maybe getting yourself into, or is it your partnership with the universe, right? In terms of expectations, and saying, okay, you know what? I've been told to not have expectations, so I'm not going to have expectations. So it turns out okay. Or maybe it is going to be some type of legal contract, right? A marriage is a legal contract. If you're going to business with a friend, that's a legal contract. If you, you know, are having a baby with someone, not necessarily marriage, but you're just having a baby with someone, that's a contract. That's a life that you're bringing to, right? If you go to work, like that's a contract. That's an agreement, right? And so what do you have underneath? The Magician. Manifesting. This is the Magician with the High Priestess. So this is the High Priestess kind of inviting the Magician, being like, hey, you got all the tools that you need, right? Tap into just spirituality and make the right choice for you. The Magician can also be really sneaky. It's Gemini energy. And so be careful, right, with how you're navigating this. Make sure that it's in alignment with your spirituality or your belief systems, whatever that may be. And it's, again, you're co-creating with the universe. It's saying, okay, like what are you wanting to create? How you want to create it? How are you going to integrate the lessons from the past to get that done? All right, that was a lot of talk. Virgo. Let's get you an oracle card to close this off. I wonder if I turned off the AC. I'm getting a little, oh, thank you, universe. There it goes. The rattle. The rattle for a baby. Let's see what it says. 43. It's a 7 card. So it's about spirituality. The rattle is the spirit caller. Carrying the shaman's prayer to the 4 directions. The body of the rattle is like the earth spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills a desired destiny in her future. Closing with the prayer, Great Spirit, may your will be done. The rattle guides us to pray for all the earth, not just for our personal needs. When we offer our prayers for the highest good of all, everything we need is provided for us. The invitation. The rattle comes to invite you to work with the tools of spirit, but be careful. They are very sharp and can hurt you and others if they are not used mindfully. Set your old tools aside and take up the drawing instruments of spirit. You are consciously stepping into partnership with the divine. This is the time for courageous deeds. Do not let your hesitation get in the way of your expression. The medicine. You want to catch God on the whisper, not on the shout. What are you trying to craft to your own desires and expectations is already there, standing before you. Do not spin the world to your own benefit. You are being offered the Creator's tools, which must be put to use to serve a divine purpose. So again, it goes back to the intentionality, right? Of what you're wanting to create, why you're wanting to create it. Whew. All right, Virgo. That was for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the general reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. All right, we're moving on to Libra. Libra. Sun and Venus rising. North node, south node. Let's see. Let's see what oracle cards come up for you. There it is. Empty space, openness, quiet, possibility. Silence is not absence, it's potential. So again, if I don't know why I'm saying again. I think I said a similar message for the individual zodiac sign readings, where just because you don't see something moving doesn't mean there's nothing there. And so an empty space is an opportunity. You're, clearing up the space to allow something in. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean that there's nothing going on. There's potential. There's potential with how you use that space. And so I think it's maybe just reassurance that, again, just because you may not see action, you may not see movement, doesn't mean that nothing's happening. We're always moving, we're always vibrating, things are always changing, you're always changing, the people around you are always changing. What is this reflecting back to you, right? This discomfort, if you're experiencing discomfort around, wanting maybe things to move a little faster, What is this showing you, mirroring back to you, if that is where you are, right? Or if it's just an empty space and you're trying to figure out how to fill that space, okay, well, what is the need for you to fill that space? What from your past makes it hard for you, makes it restless to have something just open, just available, right? Maybe it's a time slot, right? Maybe are you using up all your time so that there is no empty space? If you're using up all your time and all your energy, what there's nothing that you're gonna allow in, right? If it's a partnership, if you're too busy during the day or too busy during the week and there's no time to like interact with other people, you're filling up all the empty space and it's not allowing for something new to like merge its way in. The next one is steady effort. As you move forward, you find resources and rewards await you. I take one step at a time. So take your time with this. Have fun with it. Enjoy the journey. 3 of Cups. Focus on friendships. Focus on your tribe. Focus on how you've learned and grown through these cycles. Who around you are people that will grow and learn with you, right? Sometimes we're around other people who, you know, everyone's growing and learning, just at a different place, learning different things at different times. But there's something about aligning with the people who are going to grow with you, who are going to go on this journey with you, who are going to help you get to that next thing, right? Who, you know, they say you're the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Yeah, so, all right, let's see, where have you been? I'm gonna pull these all out. Where are you now? And then where are you going? And then I'll tell you the story. What to focus on. That's where I'm at. There we go. Okay. Where have you been? You have leveled out of a cycle of disappointments. You've leveled out, right? You probably were healing a lot of the grief, the disappointments in love maybe, or the missed opportunities, not realizing that, hey, a better situation is right behind you. So you've leveled up and out of that. That's where you've been. Where are you now? You're ending a cycle. You're walking away from that and saying no more. Like, I'm not gonna keep ruminating. I'm not gonna keep protecting myself by not allowing people into my life, right? Where you headed? 2 of Wands. Okay, what's that next thing for me, right? What is it? A relationship? Is it a new partnership? Is it a new friendship? Like, what's that next thing that my heart is wanting, and how am I going to plan for it? Because the focus now is taking those first steps, right? It's okay. I mean, these two go hand in hand, right? What is it that I'm wanting, and can I be patient enough for that right wave? Like, she's looking out in the ocean. She's not seeing movement. She knows a wave's gonna come, but there's stillness right now, right? She knows it's gonna, any minute there's gonna be a big wave, and she's gonna take those first steps towards it. She's already at the beach, right? She's already prepared. She's got the paddle, like the surfboard, right? Sunscreen probably. She's got her hair half up, half down. Like, she's ready to rush. She has everything. So this may have been a time of you just making sure you have all of your ingredients, kind of like the magician, having everything ready. And now it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait. So the space is purposeful because you're being intentional with the direction that you're going. Could be about love, allowing a partnership to come in, and not just any partnership. The thing about 9 of Cups is usually like it's not naive love, it's romance, it's let me sweep you off your feet. The thing about this particular card though, or this particular person, it's going to be someone mature. Look at this card right here. That horse has been tamed. So this is someone who's learned how to tame their heart, who's learned how to do this intentionally, thoughtfully, still romantic, but there's something with wisdom, someone with wisdom, who the potential is there, right? You just kind of have to make space for it. Let's get you an oracle card, Libra. And Three of Cups is the focus, right? So maybe this person is going to start off as a friend, right? You've learned enough through your cycles in terms of just the importance of friendship as the foundation for any healthy relationship. Yeah, okay. Here we go. The circle. Oh, how pretty. Look at this. Let's see what it says. It's an 8 card. I love 8. It's infinity. It's flow. It says unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us that we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever-changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. The invitation. When the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. The medicine. When the circle comes as your medicine, you're meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go, the importance of dying to an old form and being born anew. If you are faced with a challenge of loss or disappointment, remember this: in the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again. Prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity. And spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. All right. I forgot to take that out. Hopefully that didn't show. Silence my messages. People are reaching out. When are you coming home? Libra. That's for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the general reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. All right. We are moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio, I had a dream of you, Scorpio. Or in my dream last night. Scorpio. All right. I didn't share what was in that dream, did I? Between two heartbeats. Rhythm, awareness, now. You are safe in the pause between moments. There's something about, I don't want to say a heartbreak, but a union. A union right now that has a mini break. It almost seems like there's a pause. I mean, I don't know if this is a permanent pause or a temporary pause. I think one of you was more emotionally invested than the other. One of you was definitely more invested than the other. And you've gained some awareness as to the difference in the rhythm. So in the difference of like the effort that was being put in. So whether it's you or this other person, I feel like it's you, had more an emotional connection to it. And so now you're trying to figure out with this pause, it's like, okay, well, what am I going to do next? Now that I have this awareness that maybe I'm a little more invested than this other person. Just know that you're safe. It may not have been what you've expected or anticipated. Oh, card underneath my computer. The next one is guided steps. Trust the process. Even when your path seems blocked or unclear, I keep moving forward. So yeah, trust the process that even if you don't know where you're going, the answers will show up. And then you have the Page of Cups. Oh, I haven't seen this card. Qué bonito. Oh, Page of Cups. I've never seen it like this before. This is Page of Cups. It's possible that this heartbreak, this experience really rattled your heart, really rattled. I mean, there's children energy. I don't know if there's children involved, or maybe you were trying to create something or life with someone or a project of some kind. This rattled that vision because it's in the future. So it's like you had a vision of something going a certain way. And Page of Cups is like, it's not the Knight of Cups. It's not the Knight of Cups. It's I'm learning about love. I'm opening myself up to love. And usually it's a slippery situation. The Page of Cups has the cup with the little fish, and the fish is like, I don't know if the fish is going to leave. It's going to leave me, jump out. And so there could have been some naivete around this connection. And until it wasn't, right? Until you became aware of like, oh, this is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. Oh yeah, okay. Let me get the cards out and then I'll show you. There it is, there it is. Okay, okay, oh, okay. I mean, this could have already happened, or potentially could happen, depending on, you know, these are, I mean, I put dates on these, but they're just the dates that I'm posting. They really could be timeless. But okay, let me stop for a second. Okay, so you have Justice. This is my new deck. It's the In-Between Tarot. What I love about this tarot deck is that it combines two of the cards into one. So this one is the Justice and the Hanged Man. This is where you've been. You've been in a place where you wanted balance, and now there's judgment that's happening. So usually, here's just this Libra energy, and the Hanged Man, I don't know if you can tell, is being carried by the four guys there. So he's not struggling, but he is in essence getting cut down from the tree to await his judgment. And so this situation could have highlighted an imbalance of a situation. Could have been this partnership, however it is, right? Could be a love partnership or not. You were just more emotionally invested, and now there's going to be a call to find balance, right? And then you go to Two of Coins, which again is more flow, right? So right now you're trying to find flow, you're trying to find balance with the two parts of your life, with you know, two different parts of your life. There could be, I mean, the coins in this particular deck focus on women's suffrage. So again, justice, fairness, calling attention to the injustice. And so that's, excuse me, where you are right now is like you're highlighting the fact that this situation is not fair. And so then what's coming next? The Tower, right? When there's awareness and there's judgment and there's a calling, like I'm saying something about it, now it's going to rock people's worlds. And this is you tapping into Aquarian energy. The Tower usually comes when something just can't sustain anymore because it's needing transformation. And this is a combination between the Tower and the Star. So after a defeat, this was a triangle, and there is a tree inside, and this was being built by the slaves, and it broke down clearly, right? Aquarius is all about freedom. It's about justice for humanity. And the Star right here, this is where all the people, the slaves, are going towards. It's like, no, this is hope. This is peace. This is the next thing, the next big thing. And so whatever was being highlighted in this situation, you're also gaining hope after this Tower moment. It's like, oh, I see the light. I see what the potential of something better. And I'm gonna head towards that because that's, you know, what usually comes after a Tower moment. It's hope. It's, you know, the next thing. Let's see what you should focus on. Remember I said it was a triangle? Oh my gosh, these reminders are coming up. I forgot to shut off my reminders. You have the Devil in combination with a Tower. So you just had the Tower as where you're headed towards. Now it's not, the Tower isn't here yet. That's where you're headed towards. That's the future. This is what's the focus on now, is the Devil. If you notice the shade of the Devil behind there, it's like, hey, what are those limiting beliefs? What self-imposed restrictions? What bad habits? What people need clearing from your life so that the Tower doesn't happen as intensely as it may, right? If you start tackling some of these things, that's even illusions, right? It's like this pyramid, right? There's like, it looks like maybe there's an illusion. Is it a real pyramid? Is it not? Like it's see-through, right? And so there could be the need for some type of transparency in this situation that people aren't talking about. Maybe, you know, when you think about a collaboration or a connection with someone, there always needs to be healthy communication in order to make sure that there is no Tower moment. And so are you communicating with this individual that you're noticing, oh, I'm more invested in this than you are? Are you having healthy arguments? Or are you yes pleasing too much, or not saying anything until the last minute, or arguing all the time in a way that's not helping the situation grow? So the Devil is really highlighting the shadow work, the things that you have control over that maybe you don't realize you have control over, to prevent the Tower from occurring. Page of Cups. This is gonna force you, nudge you, encourage you to mature. The Page of Cups is combined with the Knight of Cups. So this little boy is putting down his doll. He's saying, I can't play with this anymore. Like I gotta, my emotional well-being, right? Playing with dolls. You don't really see boys playing with dolls, but it actually nurtures an emotional experience that is helpful in the emotional development of children. If they can work and play with dolls and access that nurturing, soft, gentle, patient, intuitive side, then they're going to grow up more in tuned to that part of themselves. But this is all about maturity. This is about managing the playfulness with the flame in the back, like the passion, like not having things be too passionate. It's like, let me tame this big feeling. And this is what this experience is teaching you, Scorpio. All right, let's get an oracle card for you. Close this off. Oh, there we go. Middle world. Oh my goodness. Look at, there's another tree in the sphere. Look at the trees. Trees are all about personal growth. This is an experience about personal growth for you. It's about seeing through the illusion, being transparent, right? Breaking free. Oh my gosh. 3 plus 6. Let's see. 3 plus 6 is 9. So it's the end of a cycle for you. 36. The middle world is the realm of day-to-day reality and the playground of the living. It is the present moment where everything is happening. Yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is a mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth support everything. When they are not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. The invitation. The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable to your understanding. Do not hesitate. Move forward as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right to be expedient, but mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now. The medicine. Do not try to correct in the earth what needs to be corrected in the heavens. The resources to support the change or endeavor you are considering are not readily available to you yet. So it's important to ask for help from the invisible realms, from helpers in the upper world. For now, wait. So depending on where you are, right? If you are doing the healing work and you're recognizing what your patterns are, then yes, take action, make those changes. If you haven't, then ask for help, right? Ask for help so that you know what step to take, so that again, it isn't this big thing. Now, a tower moment doesn't necessarily have to mean complete destruction. A tower moment could be a moment of awareness, right? But it feels like you've already had moments of awareness and red flags here and there. Now, whether or not you paid attention to that, you know, it's up to you. But that's for you, Scorpio. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the general reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. you. All right. Let me move it out of the way. We are moving on. Let me get some. If you hear the roosters, that's like a thing here in Hawaii. Get some tea. Moving on to Sagittarius. You're next. Ta-da, ta-da. Sagittarius. Oh. There it is. The first card. The quiet flame. Purpose. Stillness. Ooh, there's a lot on stillness. Like a lot of these cards have stillness. It also says devotion. The truest fire burns without noise. So this is about intentionality. This is about how you address an intense situation, right? Are you gonna make it a big thing, you know, bring attention to it? Or are you gonna be able to address it in a mature and thoughtful way? When you think about it, the quiet flame. Flame is something that's passionate, that burns, that can, you know, hurt if you touch it. And the quietness is like, oh, like how do you tame it? How do you still maintain its liveliness without, you know, like there's a combination of wind or oxygen rather. Oh, okay. Total cards. There's a combination of oxygen that stay focused. Just because 3 cards came out, so it threw me off. There's a certain amount of oxygen, right? What are the ingredients to make wood, to make fire? Like there's a certain amount of ingredients that need to be, I'm not a science major, so that need to be, intermingled, alchemy, right? Like there has to be this transformative experience with just the right amount of elements, better choice of words, in order for a fire to spark, right? But then look, he's cupping it. And so it's like, how do you cup it and still add fire and flame to it, right? So there's something passionate within you. It could be an argument, it could be an idea, but there's something about, like, let's be focused on it, right? Devote yourself to it. There's purpose behind it, but trust that because it's not going to be loud, it's not going to make an impact, or it's not going to be noticeable, right? This is about you sharing your story with other people so that they don't feel alone on their journey. So whatever it is that you're working on quietly, honor your transformation while being open to others on the path. I mean, you're not done growing and learning. You just level up to the next thing. And, you know, we all do. And we learn from that next experience. But this is about collaborating with other people. Together you make magic. And so how can you do that in a way that's still honoring your own flame and the other person's flame? And then you get 3 cards. You get the Empress. So it's about creation, right? It's about creating something with someone else, recognizing that it's not going to come automatically. It's just going to take effort. It's going to take time. There's going to be a pace to it. There's going to be things that you're going to learn and grow from. There's going to be challenges. The 10 of Swords, right? There's going to be, this looks like the Tower, but it's really the 10 of Swords. It's going to bring up things from the past. There's a ghost there. There's going to bring up things from the past that you're going to have to revisit. If this is a new chapter for you, this is an opportunity to put into practice the knowledge that you've gained from your journey into this next thing. And using just the awareness of like change takes time. So endings also take time. And then once you recognize what those old lessons are that are coming up, you're going to move forward. You're going to know, oh, I know this pattern. I know this lesson. Like, I'm going to do the opposite and you're going to run with it, right? You're going to feel more confident. This is the Knight of Wands, right? You're going to realize like, oh, like this isn't going to hold me back. Like, I know what I need to do. So that's good, right? But it's all in how you manage those old wounds from the past, or those old lessons from the past. All right, where have you been? Where have you been? Where are you now? Where are you going? Where have you been? Two of Cups. Where are you now? Nine of Wands. Where are you going? Let me take the cards out first and then I'll read them to you. But so far you have the Two of Cups, Nine of Wands. Okay, 2 cards for the future. Hangman, Ace of Pentacles. And then what are you needing to focus on? So again, it could have been the union of self that occurred in the past that helped you recognize what was important to you, right? Two of Cups could be you and your higher self. It could be a partnership that you've been with, that you had an awareness of what you're wanting to create together, and share that journey together. The Nine of Wands is where you are right now. So this is like after the end of the healing, after the end of a long journey. You are gathering the data, you are gathering the lessons. You're like, oh, this is what I learned, this is what I learned. Now I'm going to shine the light for those that are also in the process of transforming. So you're still tired, you're exhausted, but you're also shining the light for somebody else, right? This is what this card is saying, your shared journey. And then you're going towards the Hangman and the Ace of Pentacles. You're getting a new perspective on an idea that you're needing to plant, an idea that you're needing to nurture, a new perspective. It could be maybe it's something that you didn't expect was coming and you're kind of taking a different turn with it, right? A lot of it is going to depend on what those old lessons come up for you in this situation, because it could be that you're starting out a certain way and then these things kind of trigger an awareness and you're like, whoa, let me reroute this, right? Let me shift it a little bit. So you're gaining a new knowledge, right? The Hangman puts himself in Hangman mode to gain awareness, enlightenment as to how you're going to nurture this new idea, this new project, this new commitment. The focus, staying balanced, navigating the spiritual with the earthly stuff. So this could be a spiritual project, or it just could just be juggling this new creation with everything else in your life. It's about trusting your intuition, right? Two of Swords. So you have Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and Two of Cups. Oh, wow. You have 3 of the Twos. Two of Swords is needing to make a decision, trusting your intuition, allowing your heart to guide you. But the Two of Wands is missing. The Two of Wands is missing, and that's the details. The Two of Wands is feel a calling, you feel a pull towards it, but it's about planning how to do it. So that's what's needing focused on, right? That could be where that the 10 of Swords is coming in, the pain. Like, don't get backstabbed again. Don't fall into old patterns. Don't, like, it could be about communication because it's sword. It's sword energy, right? And so making sure you're communicating what those next steps are of whatever you're creating, so that there's no surprises. Yeah. Let's get you an oracle card to close this out. What time is it? Perfect. This is the first time that I'm recording this length on my phone. I'm hoping it works. The curse. Oof. Communication. Look, got that. Uh-oh, Sag. Let's see what it says. It's about change. It's 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. The curse. The curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors and the karma from from former lifetimes that preordains the events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns, and it can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage on our creative energy. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. Recognizing the original wound that is playing out in our lives can heal it. The invitation. It is time to recognize the source of your limitations. Did your grandparents live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in a past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled, and to be released. Honor the players and their stories. Forgive everyone and everything. Craft a new life course for yourself. So again, this could come out of this partnership, things from your past, right? I talked about things from your past that you're going to heal. The medicine, be aware of your actions. Act with impeccable intention so as not to create a debt or karma that sooner or later someone has to pay. We're not talking about being careful with what you do. What you do to others, you also do to yourself and to the people you love the most. Now you have the opportunity to clean it up, right? Make it right this time. All right. Wow. Sag, that was for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else, and don't forget to check out the final reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. All right, we are moving on to Capricorn. You're next. Capricorn. Oh, the table. Forgot to secure it a little bit. It's a really high table, and so it's a really high table. I didn't realize it moves around a lot, but it does. All right, the first card you get is Forgotten Light, Capricorn. Hope, resilience, rediscovery. No darkness can erase what was born of light. Forgotten light. Have hope in a situation. Maybe you're feeling left out in the cold, not seen. Oh, that one almost wanted to come out. There's something about this experience that's going to help you better navigate challenges. And I think you're going to rediscover how strong you are, Capricorn. I mean, Capricorn, you're the zodiac sign of the boss of the zodiac, right? And so maybe you forgot that you're boss energy, or maybe there's something about being a boss, right? That being a leader excludes you, not excludes you. It has the potential to leave you alone, put you in solitude. No, it can be a lonely place when you're in leadership, because you're leading a group of people, and that group of people, right, is going to have opinions. They're going to have thoughts. They're going to have ideas. And depending on the relationship that you have, it may or may not be something that can be helpful. All of it is helpful. All of it is helpful because it's information that shows you the type of leader that you are. But it could be a lonely place. So there's something about just whatever role it is that you have, forgetting that there's hope, right? But also that this experience is teaching you something about yourself that maybe you forgot, or maybe you're rediscovering in terms of importance or purpose. Universal design is the next one. See yourself as part of a sacred web, giving life to your dream. I collaborate with spirit. So again, this is rediscovery. This is breaking out of an old shell, blossoming, blooming into this next thing. And sometimes we have to do that alone. Like, notice that she was kind of in this dried out, crusty outside version of herself. And you know, it reminds me of a butterfly when they're in that cocoon by themselves and then they have to break out. Excuse me. So there's something about maybe you've been doing that, been on your own for too long, right? Or feeling like no one is seeing the real you. But there's something about cracking through that outer layer to allow people in, right? 9 of coins. there's something about Nine of Coins is usually self-care. It's usually being able to have healthy boundaries, but here it gives the illusion of like fame. It gives the illusion of, or the vision of like fame, or look at me, or like, wow, like look all of my awards. It feels very cocky. And I don't know if it's because of this position that you've had, or if it's because you've been kind of on your own for a long time, or maybe it's just how you've been focused on you a lot. But there could be a need for you to break out of that persona. That reminds me of Leo energy. Maybe you have Leo in your chart. Because it's like actor, actress, you know, fame, and Leo is the actor of the, like likes the attention. It's not a bad thing. I think it's just how you may come across to other people. How about that? It's how you come across to other people. Let's see, where have you been? Where are you now? And where are you going? Okay, these, if I haven't already said it, or if you haven't heard me say it, I'm using the In-Between Tarot as one of the decks. And what I love about this tarot deck is that it integrates two cards together. So it's like the in-between. It tells a story. All right, so where have you been? The Emperor and the Hierophant. So this is a battle between religion or spirituality and the tangible stuff. So, you know, you have Taurus energy as the Hierophant, and the Aries energy as the Emperor, right? And so it's kind of a face-off, like who's gonna win this. So it could be an internal conflict that you have with spirituality. If you're more, I mean, you're an earth sign, so it makes sense that you align with Taurus more in terms of energy, but you could also align more with Aries energy, and you know, in terms of the fast pace fire energy, right? And maybe you're needing to slow down and you know, tap into spirituality, create systems for yourself. So depending on what side you're on, or what the challenge has been, it's an internal challenge, or it could be with somebody else. But I feel like it's more internal. Like this battle between inside of you, about your own light and how it's supposed to shine. And it could, again, that could have been something that you've been doing on your own, right? Trying to kind of figure that out. But then right now you're in a process of transformation. This is the Death with Temperance energy. And so there could be a lot of changes that are occurring internally. And knowing that you're going to be the Phoenix rising, right? This is going to be you coming out of it. And then you have the angel in the back. So this is the Temperance energy. Temperance is alchemy, right? Where things are being shifted and you don't see it occurring. It's happening behind the scenes, and so sometimes it gives the illusion that nothing is happening, and that could be really frustrating, especially for a fire sign or an air sign. So depending on what you have in your chart, Capricorn, if you have a lot of air, if you have a lot of fire, that could be something for you to take a look at in terms of how patient can you be, how reserved can you be with this process, because Temperance is also, can you abstain from temptation? Can you hold back from too much of something, right? And balance things out so that it's not odd or kind of against each other. So that's where you are right now, this transformative alchemical process within you. Where are you headed? Through this transformation, you are going to experience some pain and healing, Three of Swords and Four of Swords, that you're going to think about, that you're going to ponder, that you're going to reflect. So if you haven't done healing work, this is going to prompt you into healing work. If you have done healing work, this is going to do it to the next level, because you're going to nurture and create something out of this experience. You have the Empress energy and the High Priestess. So this is, again, something spiritual. So there's something about spirituality. Oh my God. This is about spirituality, dude. This is about spirituality. These are counterparts, This is divine counterparts. The Emperor with the Empress. These are divine masculine, divine feminine. The Hierophant and the High Priestess. The divine counterparts of heaven and earth are right here. So whatever conflict is occurring that's causing this transformation and healing is going to give birth to a new you or a new creation, new project, something. Oh my God, this is beautiful. I didn't even see it that way until I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, these are divine counterparts. This is that it could be just that internal conflict within you about your purpose. There could be, again, maybe ask yourself, how has spirituality shown or not shown in your life? How are you integrating it into your day-to-day life? What you should focus on is your Page of Cups and Nine of Coins. But the Page of Cups with the Knight of Cups. So this is maturing, leveling up. In terms of your heart, Capricorn, I think with you, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the other readings that I've done for you on Café con Tarot have been around opening your heart, like allow people in. So this is maturing in your heart space, right? This little boy is like, okay, I gotta put down my play toy, right? I gotta put down my doll and actually step up, mature up, right? And tap into this flame within me, and about my heart, and have it open. So there's something about maturing in love. And then you get the Nine of Coins and the 10 of Coins. So this is victory. This is finances. This is resources. This is time. This is justice. This is fairness. This is balance. Because it's all about self-care, nurturing the self so that you can nurture other people. So there's something about how you're maturing emotionally and how that's going to contribute to your resources, whatever that is, because resources could also be ideas. So there's something about you're focusing on maturing emotionally and your self-care or balance. Wow. Wow. I'm just blown away by the Emperor. Like, just that was cool. The Empress and the High Priestess is one of my favorite cards. So I get so excited when it comes out, but I didn't realize. Yeah, but anyways, okay. Soul retrieval. Soul retrieval. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, was I not talking about the butterfly in the cocoon? This is a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. Oh my gosh, 49. All right, it says soul retrieval. Soul retrieval. Oh my God, sometimes I feel like I'm getting old because I'm like having to do this. I'm gonna go get my eyes checked. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, that self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. The invitation: you are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. This is assuming you've done the healing work already. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. The medicine. When did you compromise what you truly believed to in love? What went blah. Let's try that again. Blah, 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 blah. When did you compromise what you truly believed in to be loved or accepted by someone? Think back over your life and find the time or times when this happened. Vow never to compromise your integrity again. What have you agreed to in the name of love that you know is deeply wrong? Make it right this instant. So this healing could be about self-love. It could be love of somebody else, right? It's up to you to decide. All right, Cap B, that was for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. Oh my gosh, let me fix this. And don't forget Yes. Don't forget. It's just bothering me. Don't forget to check out the final reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. Moving on to Aquarius. I'm in Hawaii. I love it here. It's so magical. It's such a magical place. All right, Aquarius. Oh, there it is. The first one you get. Ooh, this is pretty. Never seen that one before. It's called the Mirror Child. Innocence, compassion, and reflection. Be gentle with the version of you that survived. Oh, you might be going through some pain, some shadow work. Things are being mirrored back to you that you're paying attention to now, that are being highlighted. This is inner child work. This is being gentle with yourself as you learn to navigate this shadow work, this healing journey. And it might even help to reframe this experience as a gift. It's a gift that's going to help you become a new version of yourself, to not feel victimized, to not feel disempowered, but you also have to have patience and compassion with yourself. And remind yourself that maybe this is something new that you're experiencing. And so it's not easy when it's new. You are protected through this. Your angels and spirit guides are on call to assist you always. The universe has your back. So however this is unfolding for you, know that you're not alone, that there's people around you, that the universe will send people to help guide you through this challenging moment, this experience of awareness. 3 of Coins. Oh, this is going to help you remember your talents. 3 of Coins. These 3 of Coins is usually a partnership with other people. But this feels more of like, again, this is Leo energy. It feels like Leo. Maybe you have Leo in your chart. There's something about being seen. Being seen. Being seen for your talents. Being seen for what you bring to the table. Being seen and appreciated. For the you, right? That's inside. Yeah. And this is going to impact work. This is going to impact your work, the type of work that you entertain or that you choose now after. I mean, because when we do the healing work, the old version of us dies and this new version of us comes out. And when this new version of us comes out, what part of ourselves we focus on, or that we want to highlight, or that we feel more aligned with, tends to kind of be a little more predominant. So there's something about work and the work that you've been doing versus the work that you will do that is going to change, Aquarius, which makes sense. I mean, for the next 20 years, you're under construction. And in the sign of, in the first house, which is your identity. And so this is the beginning of that. I think this is the beginning of that for you. You may or may not know how it's unfolding, or you may know because it's up front and center in terms of your identity. You may be feeling it along the way. All right, so where have you been, right? Queen of Wands, you've been focused on your passion. Again, Leo energy. You might have Leo in a very strong placement, but this is a lot of, look, about me, all my stuff, all my stuff, all the things I like I'm focused on this one, and then I can focus on this one. So it's like you've been really focused on you, right? On the things that make you happy. And it could have been because of this experience that highlighted, hey, like the shadow work, let's focus on what brings you joy. right? Where you are right now, you're trying to find your tribe. You're trying to find people that are aligned with you, with your values, people that inspire you, people that support you, right? There's a lot of communication coming in from the people around you, and you're figuring out like, okay, you know, what path am I going to go on? So you're trying to process the information that's coming from the people around you right now, because you're going to determine what next steps are for you, something that's more in alignment with your truth. And what do you need to focus on? The opportunities. Ace of Pentacles. Like, you have maybe some ideas and you just need to ground them, but if there's too much ideas coming in, right, you may not know which one to pick, right? You might end up going back and repeating a cycle. Or this could be more of taking determined action and saying, this is what I want and I'm gonna go get it. What's underneath? The Lovers. This could be you and your higher self coming together. It could be a partnership that activated this, or a partnership that you're headed towards. Regardless, this is alignment. Like, this is just alignment, whether it's with another person or with yourself. Yeah, Aquarius, I mean, you have Libra in the 7th house of partnership, and Venus, did Venus just move into Libra, or did it? There's something there. Yeah, completion. Another circle. You're completing a cycle like this. Completing a cycle, taking an opportunity. It's a 9 card, so it's the end of a cycle. Let's see what it says. I think this shadow work is what's helping you navigate this. All things have a beginning, middle, and end. This is the nature of life, the seed, the flower, and the fruit, and all of human relationships. Completion suggests the fullness of the moment and the need to transform an old form into a new one. So this is, remember, your identity. You have finished the cycle, and the invitation, right? If you've been doing the healing work, you have finished a cycle, and there is no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. In regards to relationships, it is time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. Now, if it's the medicine, like for healing, clinging to the old form will bring you only decay. When fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots. You know that it is time to move on, yet are reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you are responsible for your actions, not the actions of others. Mourn what is lost so that you can move on. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday who shines brightly, neither longing for sunrise nor dreading the dusk. Whew. So that's making the decision, right? Making the decision with all the information you have. All right, Aquarius, that's for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the final reading to see if, the general reading at the end, to see if there's something in there for you. All right, we are moving on to Pisces. All right, Pisces, let's get you some oracle cards. First one. Inner horizon, expansion, hope, alignment. The future unfolds from your stillness. Oh, stillness is coming out a lot. Then you get 2 cards. Answers revealed. Sitting quietly with spirit helps you find the wisdom you need. Spirit speaks in silence. And then seeing the beauty. Complex patterns align to create great beauty when you see clearly. And the affirmation is, I visualize the divine plan. Oh, and then you get a final one, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, here we go. Inner horizon. So having to go within. This is calling you to silence the world outside of you, get clarity over a situation, get expansion, stay in hope. This is about you becoming in alignment with you. And if you're concerned or if you have questions, there could be a lot of chaos around you that you're trying to make sense of. And the only way that you're going to make sense of it is by shutting it out and going within, doing the healing work, picking up some type of meditative practice. I mean, Pisces, stereotypically you're intuitive, right? Either you're in it or you're learning how to be in it. And so you decide where you are in that process, but you're being called to go back to that practice if you left it. If not, you need to pick it up because you're needing to clarify some stuff, get some answers about where you're going to go, because you're headed towards transformation, death, Scorpio. Maybe you have Scorpio in your chart, but you're headed towards being reborn into a new version of you, Pisces. But there's a lot that's happening around you, and so now it's, can you heal your perspective on the chaos, on the messiness, and meditation and inner work is what's needed for this process to occur. Let's find out where you've been, where you are, and where you're going. Let's see. Where you've been, Lovers and Empress. Ooh, oh, wow. Let me show you. So this is the tarot, the in-between tarot. What I love about this tarot is that it combines two cards into one. So it gives a little more meat to the story. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. I will hold off on what to focus on. Let me just... Okay. So where have you been? You've been in a partnership with someone. You have the Lovers and the... it's not just the Lovers. It's the Lovers and the Chariot. So there was fast moving energy towards this partnership. Kind of moving really quickly. And now you have like created something. Maybe it's an actual child, maybe it's a project, maybe it's just the marriage that you created together. And there was a lot of fast moving energy, and there's something about it that there's some rawness to it, because they're both, you know, there's rawness to it. It's Cancer energy. So it could have been someone that maybe felt like home, or someone that you wanted to build a home with. This was a quick decision, because Chariot is quick, Lovers is a decision. This was a quick decision. But what ended up happening is this couple, look, they look like they're at odds with one another. They're fighting over love. And their inner, it almost feels like the inner child came out. The little boy's like shooting for the stars, the blonde up, and the little girl is nagging at him. So there's something about this union or connection that brought out the inner child. Could be inner child wounds, but now they're like fighting and not seeing eye to eye, and that could be where now it's, you're calling to retreat, you're being called to start a new chapter, to go within, the Fool and the Magician, to manifest something different, to manifest something better. This person is packing light. They're jumping up, right? They're hoping that they could fly. So there's something about not, and their eyes are closed. So I think okay, there's caution around jumping in again into this new chapter. There's caution around how you're going to do this. And that could be why this is being stressed a lot, is go within. Go within so that you can do the healing work around this, so that you can know where you're going next, because you have the Hangman and Death. You see, it says Hanged Man and Death. Death right here. Not literal death, but transformative death. Like, this is going to transform you. This is going to bring you another level of enlightenment, of awareness, transformation, inner child work. Inner child work for sure. Let's see what the focus is. That's what's coming in the future. I mean, for each of you, this could have already happened, or it's about to happen. What are you needing to focus on? 9 of Cups. What fulfills you emotionally? Remember that you have everything that you have around you is what you've manifested, what you've brought into your environment. So this is between the 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups. Now, the thing about the 9 of Cups is that it's all about emotions. The thing about the 10 of Cups is that it's still all about emotions, but it's usually like up here. It's not yet grounded. And so this is kind of like going back to what about home? It's like this person is going back home, right? People are welcoming her or them with open arms. So there's something about home that either you're needing healing from, because oftentimes we bring our baggage into new partnerships, into relationships, our upbringing, habits, tendencies, indirect teachings from, if it weren't direct teachings, from our families. So there's something about going back to your roots, going back and doing the healing work around. It's kind of, look, the sun is shining, like something is being illuminated about home. So can you find the patterns from your upbringing that created this tension in this union, so that when you start this chapter and you're going through the transformative work, you're not repeating that cycle? Can you see what was it about home that you did like? What was it about home that you enjoyed, right? If you were wanting to create a home with someone and it didn't turn out, okay, so then let's you have the Fool and the Magician here. So it's about manifesting. Like, okay, well, how did that manifestation go down? What needs tweaking and twerking so that this next round of manifestations is more aligned? And remember, you attract where you're at. So this experience was where you were vibrationally, and you need to go through this transformative experience so that you can level up and then attract that next thing, right? All right, let's get an oracle card for you, Pisces. Did I show you what was underneath? No, I didn't. What's underneath? Aw, Queen of Coins. She has her baby. Queen of Coins is self-care, nurturance. Can you nurture a child or a project on your own? Can you, like this woman has a business and she's working at the same time. So there might be a business in your mindset that you've been wanting to create or give birth to, but maybe you're tied with work. This is the Queen of Coins and the King of Coins combined. So this is about knowing how to manage your time, your energy, your resources, not overgiving, having healthy boundaries, understanding the process of change and transformation, because that's what the Queen of Coins does. Like I connect her with the Empress. Like, she knows that a baby is not going to be an overnight thing, that it's going to take time, it's going to take energy. So that's in the hidden, like the potential, right, where you don't see the possibilities of integrating feminine and masculine in your finances, in your work, in your time, in your energy. Okay, you get 2. Luminous Warrior is the first one, and then the Staff. Luminous Warrior, that's a 5 card. 5, 6. Oh, look at that. 32. Luminous Warrior. The Luminous Warrior has no enemies in the world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes not from the sword, but from speaking his truth at all costs. The invitation. The Luminous Warrior reminds you it is important to focus on your power, wisdom, and beauty. Do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember, the intention follows attention, so focus on your positive traits. Feed your light with more light until you feel truly empowered. Then there will be little need for an action as you resolve all situations from within, right? This is inner child work. The medicine. Are you being tempted by your emotions to follow your lower instincts? Are you being invited to enter into a quarrel with someone? Put your sword away. This is not the time for battle. Your enemy is not who you think it is. Do not act from a place of anger that will damage your relationships and hurt the ones you care for. Find the truth hiding in your heart that will affirm your instinct for peace rather than for war. And then you have the Staff, lucky one. The essence. The staff is the symbol of authority. It holds the power to temper extremes. The staff helps you find the right course of action, the way of the middle, and aids you to maintain your balance after you begin walking in that direction. Moses carried a serpent's staff through the desert, and with it he could summon the power of nature to heal or call plagues. The staff reminds you of the impermanence of all things, and that your authority must come from your deep longing to serve. The invitation. You know how to flow easily between polarities, how to weigh all possibilities and instinctively select the right path. Trust your inner wisdom and take the first step on a journey that your heart has already embarked on. Use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided, to find that delicate balance between will and surrender. The medicine. You are caught in the delicate balance between opposing forces, between masculine and feminine, between action and non-action. Use this to your advantage, as there can be no day without night, no low without high, no wrong without right. This is the time to take corrective action, beginning with your beliefs about what needs to be fixed or repaired. Let destiny take its course, nudging it slightly along. Wow, that's a lot. It's a lot, Pisces. That's a lot. I wish you the best. That's for you. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the general reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. All right. We are moving on to Aries. All right, Aries. Where are we at? We're at an hour and 35. Oh, I need to work on making this shorter. Here we go. Aries, whole again. Self-trust, union, calm. You were never lost, only learning to return. Oh, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Ay, qué bonito. So there's a mirroring that's occurring, shadow work maybe, that you're learning how to trust yourself. You're learning how to trust yourself again, how to stay calm, how to align with yourself, how to let the energy flow again. That's the next one. Clear pathways in the body for spirit's energy to transform. So the affirmation is, I release any blocks. So look at this. Qué bonito. Look at this. Whole again. You're on a journey to feel whole again. The thing about this card, it's like it gives the illusion that it's a mirror. How do I begin to define this? Like, look, it gives the illusion that it's a mirror, but it's two different images. So it's almost like there was an illusion that you had. You had an illusion about yourself. You had a belief system, and it turns out like what you believed about yourself, like there were some false beliefs around yourself. And I don't know if it was like distrusting, not trusting yourself, or kind of, and something that was blocking you, something that was blocking the energy flow within your body. It all starts with what happens inside energetically, right? Our thoughts, our feelings, the things you can't touch will manifest in the things that are tangible to us. And so you've been doing some healing work around your belief system. This is the Hierophant. This is like an investigator in this particular card, like trying to figure out what's the key, what's the answer, how are things working? Can I see in the dark? Because there's a glowworm there. There's glasses there. There's time there. There's just light and keys. It's like, I want to know the answers. You've been on the search for answers. You've been on the search for answers, Aries, on how to feel whole again, how to trust yourself again, how to trust the universe again, how to let your body heal and release anything that's holding you back. Where have you been? Let's see, where have you been, Aries? Where have you been? Oh, 5 Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been feeling left out in the cold. You've been feeling stuck. You've been feeling like you don't have the answer or the key to get yourself out of a situation. But the thing about the Five of Pentacles, at least in this particular card, is that the key is there. She has the key with her. She can let herself out. She just doesn't realize it because she's too caught up with the emotional pain and the thoughts, the ruminating thoughts that are happening on the inside. This is where you've been. This is you feeling alone, maybe with a lack mindset because it's Five of Pentacles, like not a lot of resources, just feeling really stuck. Where are you now? You're trusting the process. You're allowing yourself to be led to calmer shores. It's been not easy to release control, but you're reluctantly going, and you're gonna find a spiritual path. You're gonna find something better, something across the horizon that's going to feel emotionally better for you. What you're needing to focus on right now is Three of Pentacles, partnerships, collaborations, support groups, friends, people that can help you through this new experience if it's something new for you. Reaching out, there's, I mean, abundance of information is available now online, on podcasts, like it's so much information, and you're going to learn how to trust yourself. With so much information, you're needing to learn how to discern what to believe and what not to believe. That's the Hierophant. That's their job right here, is figuring out what of this information, like they're being careful, right? Like dissecting every information. Like, does this make sense for me? Like, how does that make me feel to hear this? Does it make me feel good? Does it make me feel uneasy? Because your body will tell you. If it feels uneasy, it could be a little too much, right? If it feels like, okay, this makes sense. Oh, okay. Like, you might step a little more into that, right? Go at your own pace. Break things down a little bit. You do have the answers within. You do. Like, your body knows. And that's how you're going to slowly clear off any blocks. Everything I just said, this is underneath. Seven of Wands. This is discerning the information that's coming at you. Like, look at her. She's protected in her bubble. She's reclaiming her power. Right here, this is the sacral chakra. The solar plexus, sorry, it's the solar plexus. That's your power source. This is you trusting you and not taking in all of this advice just because it's coming at you. Oh my God, that's what I was just talking about. That's so wild. Aries, yeah. So that's what to do. That's awesome. Let's get you an oracle card to close this off, Aries. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited. The Sweat Lodge. This is the end of a cycle. It's a 54 card, which goes to 9. So you're ending a cycle here. Woo! Woo! 54. Let's see. It says the Sweat Lodge. The Sweat Lodge represents the womb of Mother Earth. Volcanic stones are heated in a fire outside, then brought into the lodge and placed in a shallow hole in the center. Participants sit in complete darkness around the red-hot stones to sweat away old habits and beliefs and heal disease. When you return humbly to the womb of the mother, you are offered second chances. You know what this reminds me of? Are you familiar with earthing? What's his name? Earthing. What's that guy's name? There's a movie called The Earthing Project or The Earthing. Anyways, I have one of their mats, earthing mats. I love that mat. Like, its intention is to help ground your body. What's his name? I want to highlight it. The Earthing. If you haven't seen it, I recommend that movie. But so he's talking about he grew up the Earthing movie. It's a documentary, 2019. They did research. Who is that guy? I mean, there's so many different versions of the earthing mats since then. What is his name? I don't remember his name. but anyways, he started, so it's the filmmakers Josh and Rebecca Tickle, their story. Clint Ober is the earthing pioneer, and in that documentary they're interviewing different people. Hemingway's Ernest Hemingway's descendant, Muriel Hemingway, Amy Smart, who's an actor, Deepak Chopra, who's an author, and someone who's in like the meditation world. So anyways, but Clint Ober is the one, and so I ordered a mat from him. I love that mat. Like, I feel so good when I sleep on it. So what it does is it's connected to the earth. You plug it in, you've got to make sure your house is grounded first. But what it does is it gives you like a tingling sensation if you've never used it before. It's only in the beginning. But you actually feel it because there's different types of mats. And when my computer is charging, I touch my computer and I feel the vibration because I'm sitting on the mat. So anyways, the way it helps me is with my water retention. And so it reduces the swelling in my body overnight. Like I feel it and I notice it. It's also helped me with pain. And so, you know, it's a great documentary. But anyways, as I'm reading this, that's what it reminds me of, because there's a story in the documentary where he's remembering something that he saw from his childhood, where the indigenous or Native Americans in his area growing up, there was a little girl who was very sick, and they dug a hole out and put her body in the hole, and they covered her up, and they kept her there for days, and there was someone there watching her and taking care of her, because there was nothing left to do for her, and she recovered. So that's, I'm reading this, I'm like, that's what came to mind. Anyways, the invitation. I'm not a doctor, by the way, so you know, to each their own in terms of do the investigative work. Don't trust me just because I'm saying it. That's just my personal story with it. You find what's in alignment with you. But anyways, this is a time to journey inward into the dark and hidden places of your soul to reconnect with the ancient earth wisdom. You can also create a sacred and intimate space in the dark by lighting a candle. Observe what emerges, and without judging it, invite it to bring you its gifts. You are being offered an opportunity to shed and heal from the aspects of your life you have outgrown. Do not worry that you will be consumed by the process. The medicine. Life is offering you a second chance. Take it, since this chance may not come your way again for a while. Mother Earth is calling you into her womb and inviting you to incubate as long as needed for spiritual rebirth. Gift yourself time to be with your darkness, your fears, your pain, and your seeds of beautiful potential until you come out the other side, free, wise, and full of creativity. Wow. That's awesome. All right, Aries, that's for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the general reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. All right, moving on to Taurus. Taurus. Let's get some oracle cards for you. Then we have Gemini, Cancer, and then the general reading at the end. There we go. Drowned by doing. Taurus, are you overworking? Busyness, control, letting go, doing less is sometimes the truest devotion. So being called to do less. Rest, Taurus, you are known as the workhorse. So you could be doing a lot, or maybe you have been doing a lot and you're starting now to release control, to let go, or maybe you haven't. Okay, drowning by doing. Sometimes when we do too much to feel productive, we're actually creating more imbalance in our lives. And so you're needing to really ask yourself, like, what are you getting out of doing something? Is it helping you feel fulfilled? Is it helping you to cover up something that's not there? Can you release control and be okay with that? Illuminated vision. Imagine your dreams infused with divine light, unfolding with grace, reaching your full potential. So this is about going within and kind of assessing, like, is where you are, where you're wanting to be, because I'm getting the feeling that it's probably not. This is the 5 of coins. This is usually the 4 of coins is held like this, where they're like this with their resources. This person feels stuck, almost invisible. And it's like and they're invisible because it's an illusion, right? I mean, you can always get yourself out, but there's something about feeling stuck with all the busyness, needing to remember what lights your life, what path you're on, how you got on that path. Or maybe it's like you're repeating a cycle and you're needing to remember, like, what was it that you were working towards, right? Balance this out. Balance this out, right? Hold on to things, release them. Hold on to things, release them. So there's something about flow. Figuring out the flow with this old thing, or releasing the old and figuring out the flow with the new thing, the illuminated vision, right? You know, I mean, okay. Yeah. Okay. Taurus. You could have Capricorn in your chart. You could be, oh my God. Okay. You could have Virgo in your chart. You could have Sagittarius in your chart. Oh, these are major. Oh my God. These are all major arcanas. This is big. This is huge. This is like no small potatoes. Where have you been? The Devil. Between the Devil and the Tower. Again, like when things are forced or too much slavery here, like it's just too much. You're at a risking the point of a Tower moment. These are unconscious, unhealthy, unbalanced habits that are putting strain on this Tower. The trees are often symbolic of personal growth. So that you could be doing a lot to protect yourself, to protect what you've created. But it's kind of like, did you ever hear that story? Sometimes parents share this story with their kids, or it's often used as a, como se dice, like a reminder or a lesson. The little girl, right? It's like, not a little girl, but like if you hold a butterfly too close, like without letting it fly, because you're wanting to protect it, you're actually killing it, right? So there's something about how it's about control. So there could be power and control dynamics that you're needing to work on, or at least that's where you were. That's the past, because where are you now? The Hermit, Virgo energy. This is you integrating the wisdom. This is you finding solitude, going within, tapping into all of the aspects of your life, the elements of your life, and creating a new flow. There's musical notes that he's on. So it's like a new flow, a new song to your life. And allowing this transformative process to occur. You have Temperance and the Devil here. So this is your personal growth, like the things that the masculine and feminine within you contributing to your personal growth. This is an alchemical change that is occurring to set yourself free. It's the phoenix, right? That's coming out. And it hasn't been easy. I just look on both sides of the Hermit. You have this. It's like it hasn't, your personal growth, your personal story has not been easy. Like you've been in the middle of tension, of power dynamics, of games, power games, pain, like that. Just there's being a workhorse, there's slavery, there's even indulgences. In indulgence, there's just been this unbalanced experience that you've been surrounded by, and this is right smack in the middle. So you're headed towards further transformation, it's almost like you're being prepared here, right? To be able to face the devil. You're being prepared. Like the devil hasn't shown their lies and now their eyes. It's like you're becoming this phoenix right here, right? You're setting yourself free. Like it should be the tower. I mean, the tower is here, but it's like you've broken free. You're right now, you're in hermit phase. You're learning how to release control. You're being given the vision. Like you're setting yourself free. You're setting yourself free. And the focus right now is that, is the next card, is the World and the Fool. You're learning how to dig yourself out of this hole and starting a whole new chapter for yourself, Taurus. Wow. Queen of Cups, King of Cups together. You are learning how to tame those big feelings. This is masculine and feminine energy integrated into one, and having your heart healed. Like this is healing work at its max, because these are all major arcanas. Like this is, wow. You're healing your heart. You are definitely healing your heart. Oh, wow. Taurus. Let's get an oracle card for you. That's intense. It's intense. There it is. Flow. Oh my God. Was I not talking about flow? Oh my gosh, there's alchemy. Look at it. There's alchemy in their hands, just like the Temperance. His hands, they're doing this. Oh my God. 2. It's a 20 card that goes to 2. You and your higher self. The flow. There is a natural movement of events in the world. You can see it in phenomena such as the tide, the ebb and flow of oceans and rivers that rise up from the earth, then flow to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortless and natural movement toward a certain destination. It signifies an ability to gracefully move around obstacles and reminds you of the sense of allowing. The invitation. When flow comes to visit, it's a sign that your intentions have been in motion. Now is the time to allow nature to run its course. You are being called to effortless movements and the path of least resistance, which is what the Hermit does. It's like being within music, flowing with partnership. Oh my God. Look, musical notes right there. Think of the artist who creates without guile or craft, calling creativity up from the soul and bringing it to life without effort. You are called to be like a river, knowing the fulfillment of destiny is assured. Enjoy the ride. Then the medicine. Don't try to push against the river or swim upstream now. You can trust that when the time is right, your dream will begin to take shape and you will be invited to dance with destiny. Right now, however, you must relax. This is not the time to bang on doors that refuse to open. Whatever obstacle is in front of you right now, trust that this is for the highest good. It is an opportunity to regroup and reconsider your choices, and you must trust that your intentions will take form in good time. Consider this time a gift. So if you're worried about the stillness, about releasing control, consider it a gift. You'll get an illuminated vision of where you're supposed to go next. Wow. Taurus. That was for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the general reading at the end to see if there's something in there for you. All right, Gemini. Moving on to Gemini. Here we go for you. Oh. Gemini, here we go. You have remembering light. Remembering light. Wisdom, gratitude, reflection. Nothing real can be forgotten. There's something about balance with this. Oh my gosh. There's a moon. It's like you're holding the moon closer. Cancer energy. You're gaining wisdom from having done healing work or doing healing work. Like you're in a time of reflection to do some of that shadow work and recognizing the purpose of your past, the purpose of your lessons, recognizing that that's what was needed, what was needing to occur in order for you to grow. Here's this one. Put it right in the middle. Remembering light. It looks like the yin and yang in the moon, like half of it is illuminated and half of it is white, but it's also like bringing the light closer, like, oh, let me remember why I'm going through all of this, because there's a lot of growth happening to you, a lot of change, the rhythm of life. So this is teaching you that you're moving with spirit, right? 6 of Wands, you are going to be successful. Gemini, you are going to be successful if you're able to master this process. You're going to be successful. This is going to take a lot of knowledge, a lot of learning, a lot of big feelings are going to come out. This growth process, this reflection is needed for what's coming next for you. Let's get your cards out. Where have you been? Where are you now? And then where are you going? Get the cards out. There's one. Get the first 3 cards out, and then I'll share. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, you have been worried, my friend. You have been in the 5 of Swords, maybe feeling like other people have gotten something that you don't, right? That they've got the one up on you, and that's caused a lot of worries, a lot of pain, a lot of like ruminating thoughts. Did I do this right? Like you're questioning yourself. 2 of Swords, this is where you are right now. So you're needing to trust your intuition. This could be you kind of saying, okay, I can't control certain things, right? I can't control what this person said or what that person said or what's happening, or my, even like all I can control is me and my heart and my intuition, my thoughts. This is you learning how to control your thoughts, learning how to open your heart again, in a way that's in alignment with your intuition versus some unhealthy habits. And you're headed towards work. You're headed towards figuring out what project, right? You're aside from learning the cycles, the lessons, you're going to figure out, okay, what work is in alignment with me? What work is going to, because when it's aligned with you, then it's successful. And so you haven't really taken action on that yet. I think you're still in the process of trying to figure it out, try to feel it out rather. You're trying to feel it out. You may have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your chart, or you're maybe dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But the focus right now is either on that person and releasing control around who that person is in your life. Like if they're needing to leave, let them leave. Or it's about you learning how to integrate the King of Cups experience. Like the King of Cups trusts their intuition. They can be in water and not feel rattled by it, right? Like, look, they're sitting in water, the water's coming up, and they are calm. Their eyes are closed. They're trusting their intuition. They're trusting the water rising. And they're releasing control over, like, they've been transformed by this heart chakra opening, right? Judgment. So this is death and rebirth. This is releasing control. This is trusting in the universe. And so because their intuition is to the degree of a king, it's like, I got this, right? So you're being tasked to develop those qualities of the King of Cups, managing those big feelings. And a lot of that is going back to finding appreciation for the past, finding appreciation for the shadow work, for the growth experience, for the difficult lessons that you've had to learn, that you've overcome or that you will overcome through this process. All right. Let's get you an oracle card. Oh, you get 2. The Moon and the Rainmaker. The Moon. Oh, it looks like a spider web too. And the Rainmaker. Look at that. All right, 3 plus 7 is 10. goes back to 1. So this is about you. The moon. Every 28 days, the moon manifests a steady progression from darkness to light, and then back again. This phenomenon in our skies has a powerful impact on our human psyches. It offers us the certainty that after periods of emptiness and darkness, there is light waiting so we can be reborn into a new phase. This calls to mind a native African prayer to the moon. May our lives be renewed as yours is. The moon also brings a strong influence on the ebb and flow of waters on the earth. This same power in turn affects human feelings and emotions and mirrors their rising form or hiding back into the unconscious. The invitation. The moon spends equal time in the dark as it does in the light of the sun. And now it comes to remind you of this balance. Have you been too focused on outer achievements, productivity, or social engagements? Or have you spent too much time hidden from the outer world, not wanting to interact or show your face? Meditate on the significance of the moon cycle and let it gently guide you out of your bottomless depths. Head back to the world of outer expression and connection with others. Let it help you make time for yourself, your feelings, and your essential human and spiritual needs. The medicine. This card calls you to go on a journey of renewal, just like the moon does every month, so you can get unstuck, whether from a specific situation or life in general. For this, you need to make time to be with yourself without the distractions of modern society and have the courage to look at the unwanted or unembraced parts of your being until you arrive at a place of resolution. Shamanic lore explains that the finest treasures of humanity are hidden where people are most afraid to go. Then you have the Rainmaker, 42. The essence. The Rainmaker is the master of manifestation, who can call on the elements of nature to serve the greater good. When the power to co-create is used with integrity, great beauty and benefit flow to all. When this power is used for personal gain only, everyone suffers. When the earth is parched, the Rainmaker calls the waters from the heavens, and all that is dormant in the fields and in people's hearts spring to life again. The invitation. The Rainmaker is calling you to create something new from the elements that are already in your life. Be sure you work with what is and not with what might be or could have been. The seeds that have been slightly germinating in your heart will burst forth ready for the sunlight. Do not hold back. Put all your chips on the next roll of the divine dice. The medicine. Recognize how you are co-creating your world. Nothing is happening out there without your involvement. Remember that the world is only mirroring back to you the condition of your love and your intent. So change these within before you take any action. Do not take life personally. Wow, that's a lot. Gemini, that was for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the final reading, which will come right after Cancer, who is next. All right, Cancer. Let's jump in, get to an oracle card. Oh my god, I'm already at 2 hours. I need to get better at this. Here we go. Fragmented mind, Cancer. Anxiety, thought, rest. Not every thought deserves your attention. Are you worried? Is there a lot ruminating in your mind? Are you having difficulty sleeping or having intense dreams? Make sure you have enough rest if you are having a lot of dreams. Sometimes when we're doing healing work, especially with eclipse season coming around the corner, there could be a heightened energy around dreams. Some people are more sensitive and prone to it than others. I know I am. So make sure you're getting plenty of rest because that could disrupt what the night looks like for you. You could also be, oh, those two popped out, doing some shadow work. The next two are, so here's fragmented mind. So this is the challenges with your mind, your thought process. This is shadow work between worlds. You're in the middle of transforming. You're actually holding the light to yourself and kind of saying, okay, what do I need to see? Maybe you haven't opened your eyes yet because you're worried about what you are going to see, but work with spirit to heal blocks and uncover deeper truths is what it says. Spirit is your truth source. And this is going to lead you to healing. This is going to lead you, here's the star. How beautiful is that? and the Queen of Swords. So this is going to help align you with your truth, to be more authentic, to be a better judger, discerner, better choice of words, to be a better discerner. Is that even a word? To be better at discerning people, right? Who has your best interests at heart? Because the Queen of Swords has been hurt before. Like they're not joking with who they allow into their life. They're wanting to make sure that people are honest, authentic, they're not lying. And she has the sword of truth, so she can smell bullshit, right, miles away, because of the experiences that she's had. So that's what you're headed towards, or that could be what you've gained. I feel like that's what you're headed towards. For some of you, you might have already achieved that and are working on that part. But I feel like for most of you, you're still trying to figure that out. Trying to get the cards out before. So where have you been before? 3 of Wands and 4 of Wands. So you were in a partnership before. You were walking hand in hand. You were going up this new life together. And then you're trying to build something together, right? This could be you and a partner. It could be you and yourself. I feel like it is you with a partner that activated it. Or it could just be the feminine and masculine within you trying to create something stable for yourself. And then you have Ace of Cups and 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups, again, it's you and your higher self. It could have been you. You were in a partnership and now it's you and your higher self. Like you were left alone with your big feelings. And then now it's like, okay, let's align the emotional experience with the masculine aspect of work. Like Ace of Cups to 2 of Cups is opening your heart again to a new union, but this is more internal. This is you trusting your higher self. This is you trusting in your dreams and that you're going to take action on your dreams versus relying on somebody else to provide that for you. And you're headed towards the Devil and the Tower. So what does this mean? As you're navigating this new partnership, right? The worries, the thoughts, the self-limiting beliefs, you're going, because it's healing work, when you align yourself with your higher self wants to call you towards your manifestation. And we're blocking that. Our poor habits, the people around us, relationships that aren't healthy or unbalanced, our lack mindset, for example, our worries or anxieties, like all of those things hold us back from meeting up with our higher self that's already at the end. Like they've already manifested it. They're just waiting for us to get on board, right? And so a tower moment can come from that experience, or things that are highlighted, right? The devil energy back here, like those poor habits are going to be highlighted as we're trying to come into union. Like they're not together. The 2 of Cups, like they're not on the same place yet. He's over here waiting for her to catch up. And you know, she's still in the big feelings of whatever happened in the past. So once you start doing that work, then you're going to get a tower moment. And the tower moment is this moment of awareness, is you know, clearing out the old stuff, old beliefs, old lack mindset, old worries, to allow this new and authentic version of you to take place and continue to have hope for your future. Let's get a card of what you're needing to focus on with all of this, Cancer. King of Swords. Oh, Page of Swords, the King of Swords. This is what you're needing to focus is on your wisdom. What wisdom have you already achieved from the experiences you've had in the past? The worries repeat in our minds because they're trying to get our attention. The healing work occurs because we're needing to shine the light on the things that we have been paid attention to. So this is, can you start integrating the lessons and be able to pass that on to the next person, right? To the next generation. If you have children, can you teach it, right? Once, this is teaching the wisdom that you know. So as a teacher, there's certain levels of teaching, or not teaching, certain levels of mastery that the learner goes through that lets us know where they are in their learning. So first they're hearing the information, right? Just hearing. Then it's, I'm hearing and I might be doing something. So there's levels and there's steps. The last one is I've taken information in and now I'm teaching it to someone else. Because when you can teach what you've done, that's full mastery. And so that's this. Full mastery is being able to teach what you've learned. So having these two together, the king and queen together, it's, you know, Aquarian energy. You could have air in your chart. You could be dealing with an air sign. This could also be you going to an air sign. Maybe you're the one that's needing the help. Help me align myself with my truth towards someone that has more wisdom than you, right? So that you can then be that king and then teach it to someone else. So depending on where you are, right? You're either going to someone with more wisdom to help you with your truth, or you are integrating the lessons to become the King of Swords. Let's get an oracle card for you, Cancer. There it is. The giveaway. Ooh. Love is pretty. I've seen that one. 23, it's a 5 card. 2 plus 3 is 5. So that's change. The giveaway. The giveaway is a gift you offer to life without attachment, without expecting anything back. You can only give what is truly yours: a smile, a nod of encouragement, a gentle touch, and a kind word. This is not giving to others what you no longer want, like the sweater that no longer fits, but gifting that which is most precious, your authentic love and genuine feelings. The invitation: make a list of 10 people and things for which you are grateful. Connect with the feeling of gratitude. The giveaway comes to ask you to feel the same gratitude without needing anything or anyone to inspire it, and to share this gratitude with those you meet. As you offer thanks, your heart opens and you start realizing how much life has given you. You heal your feelings of scarcity and open yourself to the abundance that surrounds you. The giveaway invites you to be in the flow of life as you give freely and receive freely. The medicine. Is it difficult for you to set limits on how much of yourself you give? If you give more than is healthy, then you will not be able to give for long. You'll feel resentful with your partner or associates, or you'll feel like the world owes you something in return. Notice if you give for any reason other than pure generosity. Are you trying to be liked or accepted? Are you hoping to heal an old wound? Start giving to yourself first and foremost. Offer yourself the care, the love, the time, the acceptance that you are longing for. Once you experience plenty, then you can truly give to others. Wow. I mean, that's integrated into the healing process, right? As you're healing, a lot of it is around appreciation for the people in the past, even the ones that hurt us, even the ones where things didn't work out. That's part of the shadow work. And again, it's realizing what's the intention behind finding gratitude. Like, are you doing it in a resentful way? Like, oh, I don't want to do that. Because that just means you're not ready for that yet, which is okay. It's okay. And that's, I think, what you're going to learn through this process. All right, Cancer, that was for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll hurt. It'll hurt. Mira, it'll help someone else. And don't forget to check out the final reading, which is going to start now. All right, we are doing the general reading. So when I was meditating, there were 6 different things, and I was trying to find the connection. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was trying to find the connection, and it was hard. So maybe as I share what I experienced and then share, a lot of it I had to look up this time. It felt like it was just a different, it was just a different experience. So a lot of it was words. The first thing that I'm hearing is what hands they've been smelling. What hands they've been smelling. didn't make sense at all to me. I was just like, what does it mean? What hands have they been smelling? What hands they have been smelling? So when I looked it up, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And so hands is what we're doing, right? Our actions. But what hands have they been smelling? The question itself. Apparently there's an evaluation of someone's intentions. Like, what have they been doing? What business have they been in, right? It's about accountability, integrity, what evidence has been, evidence remains behind. So, if you think about a dog and their sense of smell and how they can pick up things, so there's an awareness of some type of action that is happening, and either you are picking up on a scent or someone is picking up on your scent. What you're doing, maybe what you're hiding, or what business you've been in, or what business someone else has been in, right? So there's an awareness around that. The next thing that I heard is this is including peace for their cover. So when I looked it up, it talks about seeking emotional closure, inner safety, because you're talking about peace, feeling shielded or protected by peace. So there could be divine protection or space. But when I tied it with the first one, if there's questions or an evaluation of what someone's been doing or what you've been doing, then this statement, this is including peace for their cover, could be that breakdown of, you're being protected, there's reassurance, or it could be that there's like an exchange. You cover for me and there'll be peace. Or someone's covering up something to maintain the peace. Like, that's how I'm interpreting it now that I'm breaking down the first one versus the lookup. What I was trying to look it up, how I was trying to look it up, because it didn't talk about this for that, or a cover as in it was only as a shield, but I was looking at it as like cover it up, right? If you cover for me, then there's no peace, there's peace. So this is including peace for their cover. So it could be something that is needing to be outed that might disrupt the peace. Someone's hiding information for the purpose of peace, right? To not rock the situation. Then in the third thing, I'm hearing the word, that's our rock. And they're pointing or signaling or referencing a large black man, very like muscular, going into a bar, and there's something in his hands, like it almost felt like protection. And so, when you call someone, oh, they're our rock, they're your foundation, they're your stability, your support, the person who you go to in case you're scared. So you could be identified as someone who is doing that for someone else, or there's someone in your life that is very strong. It has very masculine qualities, right? There's protection in how they're using their hands. So depending on what sticky situation is occurring, right? Maybe there's a need to rely on someone for protection, for groundedness, for a sense of safety and stability. Then I'm hearing this one needs a little more time, a little more energy. And I'm seeing someone walk through the desert, but there was this feeling of determination to go through the desert, like complete the task. So I don't know if that's you. It could be someone that's connected to you, who is going through it. Like the desert is, if you see the picture of the hermit, sometimes they're in the desert, depending on what tarot cards you're looking at, or they're up on a hill, but there's a sense of solitude around that. And so if you've ever been in the desert, like I'm imagining the sand dunes. If you've ever been to the Mojave Desert, there's these, they're called the Kelso sand dunes. If you've ever tried hiking it, that's intense. I've hiked it a couple of times, and it's so satisfying every time I hike it. But it's not easy. But this was like desert, hills after hills. So someone that you're connected to, or this could be you, is needing more time to complete this task, is needing more energy to be able to fulfill it. Then I'm seeing a door to the shower and the restroom that's opening up, and there's soap or body wash, a bottle of body wash that's spilled over. And so whenever it's a restroom scene or a shower scene, there's always an element of cleansing. Because body wash was spilled over, then it's like, okay, let's clean this mess up. Let's clean the emotional experience, the stuff that's hidden, because the shower and the restroom is also very private. And the fact that the door was open, that I could see right through it, it could be that now things are coming out to the open. You or this other person is ready to let go of any stress or buildup that's been happening behind the scenes, and ready to clean up any emotional messes that are being highlighted. So privacy could be lost, but transparency is gained, right? Cleansing is gained. There could be even relief around that process being cleaned up. Let's see, soap links to water and cleaning. So a spill shows the emotions or the feelings are spilling out into the open, right? So there's that one. And then the last one, I'm seeing a kitchen sink with dirty dishes. So again, cleansing, an element of needing to clean out the things that are like old, neglected, if it's a neglected chore, things that have been part of the daily duties, right? We have to wash our dishes every day, every time we use them. But there was a lot of dirty dishes. So this could be an aspect of your life that you have ignored, or there might be unexpressed emotions. It says something that's going to contribute to your nourishment or your home life. When we put off chores, it's harder to tackle. We could feel stuck, overwhelmed. So all of that could be happening to you or someone close to you, someone that you're dealing with. But okay, let's get some oracle cards. Oh, that one popped out really fast. Whisper of calm, harmony, breath, grace. Let quiet be your teacher. Oh my goodness. Let quiet be your teacher. When I was starting my healing journey, I used to say, silence speaks loudly when you know how to listen, which means when you know how to tap into your intuition, things will be highlighted for you without people having to say a word. Like, you'll just know. And so this is tapping into that skill, or develop that skill of how can you just listen to the silence, the whispers, right? The breath. Like, sometimes people can just breathe and you know where they are. And I every once in a while I'll take a deep breath. I haven't done that a lot. I used to do it a lot more, and there were only 2 people who noticed it, or at least who made me aware that they noticed it. The first person turns to me and said, you do that a lot. And then I'm like, do what a lot? Because I didn't even notice it. And then they're like, take a deep breath in. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize. And I appreciated the fact that this person was detailed and the little things. Like, I appreciate when people notice the little things. And he noticed that about me and said it to me. And I was like, thank you for letting me know, because I had no idea that I did that. And I was trying to figure out like why I did that. And I realized like I'm overwhelmed and I forget to breathe sometimes. And then the second person who did that, they also noticed it, and we weren't dating off a lot. Like, we were dating just a little bit, but we spent a lot of time in the car. Like, he was taking me to different places to eat, and we were hiking. And so he noticed it, and he put his hand on my knee, and he said, my mom does that. And I'm like, does what? And takes a deep breath in. I'm like, oh. But like, it just reminded him of his mom. And so anyways, that's what, I don't know, because it says breath at the bottom. I'm going off a tangent. So can you pick up on the subtle details in the silence. Pathway beyond, release what no longer serves you and step into the unknown. I am open to new things. So this new awareness could be catapulting you into a new chapter, a new life, something that may seem a little uncomfortable for you. Like, look, this kind of from a distance looks like he's entering desert land, but there's actually a town, something beyond there. So you or this other person could be reaching that, like depending on who you are. And there's a process of learning to trust your own intuition, but also to this person's protecting their heart, or you're protecting your heart with whatever it is that's being outed or cleansed. There's a need for your heart to have the healing because there's been pain, right? 7 of Swords are usually carrying like 2 of the 5 swords from the army so that they don't get hurt again. So this process, this journey is going to help clear that out, and you're going to be able to get a new perspective if this is you. A new perspective on life. You're going to look at your past, because the person is getting enlightened, but they're looking back into the tunnel. So they're gaining wisdom on where they have been, the path that they have been on, in order to be able to turn around and know where they're going. So this path, this in between, if you're somewhere in the desert, you're still needing more time to heal. So more time to heal is needed. How are you starting this story? This is the outer mask. This could be just a fake mask, right? How you're just wanting other people to see you, or it could be the universe saying this is how we see you based on your manifestation. So it's still a mask because you're not really owning it yet, but you are in the process of owning it. Page of Swords and the Empress. So this is you taking those first steps, taking in the messages, the whispers. Look, the birds are whispering, right? In Spanish, we say, me dijo un pajarito when there's gossip, or when there's like new information that no one didn't have, the other people didn't have. It's like, I heard it from the birdies, right? Un pajarito me dijo. So you're getting new information, new enlightenment, and it's taking you onto this path of you being able to create something for yourself, of being able to nurture something of yourself, or maybe it's you needing to nurture yourself. Whatever this information is that's coming to light, it's sending you on a pathway, and the opportunity is the Chariot. Fast moving energy, it's clarity if you choose to see it as clarity. Sometimes when things get illuminated for us, we want to minimize it, we want to hide it, we don't want to believe it, we're in denial. And so it's a choice to gain clarity from that new piece of information, or to block it out of our sight, our awareness. So it's a choice. This new information, how you look at it, it's your choice. What's underneath the Page of Swords and the Empress energy? Are you really taking those steps? Yes, you are. 3 of Wands. You are waiting for that right wave. Like, okay, how and when am I going to take action? I'm just waiting. I'm gathering what I'm needing. And you are getting prepared to cross this pathway. Let's go underneath all of that. In the hidden possession, what you don't see is available to you. This could help you. This could continue to hold you back, or it could be a natural consequence. Having to discern the information that's coming to you. This is information that's being brought up. It could be information that other people are suspicious of, or whispering in your ear, and the opportunity that's hidden that you can tap into is discernment, is reclaiming your power with the information that you are hearing, and or choosing to not hear it, right? Like, either way, it's a choice. And because it's a choice, it's about your power. And so you owning the difference is making sure that you own whatever choice you make. So if you choose to pay attention to that new information and use it as data to help you figure out what the next step is, then you are choosing that. If you choose not to pay attention to it, if you choose to ignore it, to pretend it's not there, that's still a choice. And so however that then unfolds, you still have to own the fact that you chose to not look at it, to chose to dismiss it, right? What are you walking away from? Oh, You're walking away from the Hierophant, Taurus energy. This is you looking at the systems, looking at your beliefs, looking at what has held you to this connection or this situation. Like, this is you figuring that out, doing the investigative work, reassessing your values, reassessing what's important to you. That's where you've been. Where are you going? Oh, 3. Okay, 6 of Cups, Knight of Cups, 6 of Swords. You are maturing. You are headed towards following your heart, towards something that's better, something that is easier to navigate. So you're either doing inner healing work, or you're headed towards inner healing work, or you're reconnecting with your childhood desires, your childhood wishes, opening your heart to what was important to you, and then reluctantly, or just realizing like, oh, like I gotta leave this situation behind. Like, I need to move forward. I'm following my heart. I know that things are gonna get better for me. So that's like where you're headed. What's in your environment? This could also be energy that you can access that could help you, or it could be something to protect you. In your environment is pain. In your environment is heartbreak, betrayal. This is what's needed for healing. So it's in your environment, but whether or not you actually access it, right? Remember I talked about being in denial. If you're in denial, you're avoiding the heartbreak. If you're seeing it for what it is and allowing the emotions to occur, right? Like in the meditation, doing that clearing work, then you're actually progressing. This is progression because you're actually feeling your feelings. That's what this is. So that's an opportunity as well. Hopes and then fears. Hopes and then fears. Hopes and then fears. There's hopes. For hopes, you get Knight of Wands. Yes, passionate energy, following your heart's desires, whatever creation you want to make, or it's just recognizing like, oh, where you are, like there's no passion, there's no excitement, and the hope is that you're going to align yourself with your heart. The worry and the fear is, can I manage the big feelings? Can I manage what comes with opening my heart completely, opening my intuition completely? Can I manage the unknown? Because water is unknown, right? Like, look, this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I mean, you could be fearing a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or you're fearing being in the water, right? Being in the ocean, allowing the water to raise. Like, this person, the King of Cups, knows how to manage big feelings and chaos and still be grounded, not allow that to rock their world. So the fear could be, can I really achieve that? Will my big feelings rock me? Will they scare me? Will, with open heart and intuition, because there's a light around his head, like there's an intuitive connection there. What if I opened up certain things, certain portals, the unknown, like what's gonna happen? So there could be fear around the process. What's the outcome? Success. Don't worry, you got this. You're gonna be successful. You're gonna be successful. One thing's gonna lead you to the next thing, and then to the next thing, and to the next thing after that. You just need to keep your heart open. Ace of Cups. Keep your heart open, right? Go through this heart chakra opening, awakening, reawakening. If you've done this and you're just doing it again at another level. Some people have multiple heart chakra openings. Things are getting faster, so a lot of people are having heart chakra openings in a lot of different ways. Some people aren't going through it with as much pain. Some people are just becoming more aware. Other people have a lot of healing to do, right? And so everybody's journey just looks a little bit different. You just need to figure out what that looks like for you. All right, 3 cards for clarification or advice if this is your story. 3 cards, please. 3 cards for clarification or advice. Oh, there's 1. The Sun and Judgment. Oh, this is combination. Oh, look, here's another one. Didn't see that one. The devil. Oh. Where did that one go? By my foot. Okay. Ay, qué bonito. Okay. You have the Sun and the Judgment. So this is actually 3 cards. The Sun, the Tower, and the Judgment. So water is flooding this tower. So it's not being destroyed in the same way that other towers are destroyed. It's being inundated, like the big feelings are coming, right? But don't worry, there's light, right? There's transformation that's going to occur through this process in order for joy to achieve. But before you get to joy, this transformative energy is going to have you challenge the difficulties, the devil, the bad habits, the experiences in your life, the, you know, where have you been a slave to, things that are trapping your personal growth. The tree is symbolic of personal growth. So you are needing to experience the devil and the tower to confront the shadows and anything that's holding you back from clearing out the old version of you. So this new version of you, the king and queen of coins, right? Earth energy, this new version of you about that can manage your resources better. The king and queen, this is the king and queen combined. They're knowledgeable of how to manage their time, their energy, their investments, their money, their self-care, right? Their big feelings. What do you do after you have big feelings? You take care of yourself, right? After you have big life events, you take care of yourself. These people know how to nurture something into existence, right? They know how to lead, they know how to manage their resources, their kingdom. There's a legacy, right? There's everything. And there's the feminine and the masculine integrated to be able to create and nurture the next generation as well. So this is good stuff. This is, you know, reassurance about the process, what to expect. This is what to expect. You were worried about the process? Weren't you worried about the process? This is the process. I've labeled it for you. I've named it for you. So it shouldn't be as scary now, right? It shouldn't be as scary because I just labeled what to expect. Still your choice. Still your choice. All right. Water. Oh my God. More water energy. Can the universe be any clearer? 61. 6 + 1 is 7. So this is spirituality. 61. The essence. Water symbolizes purification, regeneration, birth, revival, and cleansing. It everything in my meditation, by the way. It signifies an evolutionary shift from former self to new self. Many myths around the world speak of a great flood and the new life that is revealed after a deluge. Water begins without boundaries. Then, as soon as form has separated itself from water, it comes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. The invitation. When water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. The medicine. This is a time for cleansing unwanted energy and sticky feelings. Consider this what water does not flesh. What water does to the flesh, it does in sacred ritual to the spirit. The spiritual cleansing, like baptism, is the opportunity to get an instantaneous experience of the timeless, non-ordinary reality in which all true creation takes place. Now is also a time that is pregnant with potential for you. Carl Jung talked about the material womb-like significance of water as a universal symbol. Water represents the potentiality of existence. It precedes and sustains every creation. Emergence from it is manifestation. Immersion in it is dissolution of form. Because of this, it symbolizes regeneration. Make way for the process. You can expect it to be messy, but worth it. If that's not reassurance, I don't know what is. that was for you, my friends. Hit the like button if that made sense for you. Share the message if you think it'll help somebody else. And don't forget to check out the individual zodiac sign readings. I'm starting with Sagittarius. I did Leo last time, long ago. I'm sorry, my friends, my special Leo friends, the ones who are always leaving me. I know who you are. A shout out to you for leaving me comments. I'm wanting to finish this round of, I tried to do all 12 in order, but I got stuck and never completed the all 12. So Leo was already done, but don't worry. Hopefully I will pick up on that for this next round. It'll be first and foremost. So thank you for your patience, and we'll see you next time.